Well, it's been a challenging season in the first half. Get a lot of people that pop into my office. Just had a couple of them this morning asking me the question. Kind of have sad faces because we haven't won a game yet. But I'll tell you what, it's not about the winning and losing, and I'm serious about that. Had a great meeting with the guys this week. We meet regularly. A couple of weeks ago, I gave them the definition of the word perseverance. And I actually wrote it down here. It's continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. That's perseverance. The other thing we shared was a proverb in 17, and I can't remember the reference. I think it's 4 or 5. It said, "Fire tests gold and silver, but the Lord tests men's hearts." And that is literally what's been going on for us, and it's been a necessary lesson. Last year at this time, we were basically tied for first place going into the break, and we had difficulty in the second half of the year. And the difficulty we had was we lacked the ability to persevere in trials. So this half of the season, even though it's been challenging as a team, it's been so necessary that these young men and the coaching staff learn how to persevere, because it's a choice to stay with it, to lean into it, to choose a good attitude and work hard every day to try to get better so that we can persevere and develop the muscles. It's kind of like going into the weight room and guys are at the end of a workout and somebody go in there and say, "Oh man, you really look tired. I'm really sorry." No, this is a good thing, because you need to have the resistance and the tearing down of the muscles so that they can build up. No different with character. I'm not concerned or worried, because success isn't determined so much as the scoreboard as these young men growing and persevering. Do we want to win? Absolutely. Are we confident about the second half or this weekend when we go into Hamlin? Absolutely. We're continuing to persevere and learn how to win, so it's all good.
Well, Charlie, great introduction to where your team is at right now. Talk about the highlights as you see some of your players develop into men, and obviously great hockey players. Who's been key leaders for your program to keep those spirits high and kind of bear that model of perseverance?
From a culture standpoint, almost the whole locker room. We got a few guys I think that are a little bit frustrated, and that's normal because it's part of the journey and for life for them. But the locker room is extremely solid. We have 4 captains that are really good, and Tyler Sorensen and Tyler Swanson, E.J. Gann, and Mitch Hughes doing an outstanding job. But I can keep going down the roster of guys that have really manned up and have been solid. Out on the ice, we're getting some great performance in the net. Matt Rowe had a good weekend. That was his first game. Stephen Bolton. Danny Harper's out with an injury. And then you go into the defense. We're having good performance by our defensemen. We got some young guys that are learning and stepping up. So we're really, really close.
And then how do you kind of get over that hump this weekend against Hamlin? They're still obviously in the same boat as you, looking for that first win in the conference, first win in the season, and obviously hungry for that victory. So what's it going to take to be a little bit better than the Pipers?
One more goal than them. No. But, we focus on what we can do. Obviously, every coach says that, and we just need to execute our game plan. We win races, win battles, and puck control. The puck control is an area that's really hurt us. We've turned it over, and the other team has not so much earned the goal as much as we've just handed it off to them. And that happened Friday night. Made a bad turnover, and we played well, and we're in command of the game pretty much the whole game, and then just one turnover ends in a tie. But if we execute, and that's part of the whole back to the perseverance thing. We just got to stay with it. Don't panic. Just play the game at full speed. Make mistakes at full speed. Try to minimize them, learn from them, and move on from there.
Well, Friday night you're at Hamlin. You return home Saturday night. Hope to have a great crowd and pick up that W, all right?
All right, thanks.
Coach.